fix the Wi-Fi. We can't be managed. I mean, the day just got away from me.
Oh my gosh. Warm up your vocal cords because it's time to giggle. I couldn't say chords, but you knew what I was trying to say.
No, I knew what you meant.
So this is an important day because Paige has a pink microphone.
So we did Sheena Shay's podcast, and when she got on the screen, she had a pink microphone. And in my head, I said, Sheena Shay, why do I not have a pink microphone? And I promptly ordered one off of Amazon. And I have an extra one in case you need it.
And that's called influence that only Sheena Shay can have. Also, we used to call her Shishu, but then we heard through the grapevine she hates it. She hates when people call her that.
Which I don't know why, because I think it's so cute.
It's adorable. Maybe because it's like close to a Shih Tzu, and she doesn't want.
I just think anyone that ever has a nickname is adorable because I feel like I've gone my whole life and I've never gotten a nickname.
People call you P.
People call me P, which I do love.
And Pam is not a nickname. It's a drunk alter ego.
Yeah, that's like she's a different person. I don't know her Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
I don't want to be friends with her Monday through Friday.
You're like, I actually dislike her.
Yeah, I actually I beef with her all the time. I'm like, why did you do that? I really like when guys call me P.
Ooh.
Yeah, like, hey, P. And I'm like, hey.
I think it's hot when you call guys like their first name like Jay. Like if his name's Jason, you call him Jay. But then like any guy with a J name, he kind of like ruins it for you because he'll always think of that J.
Yeah, I don't fuck with J name guys.
I have this issue with boyfriends because they ultimately become ex-boyfriends and they like ruin everything that you enjoyed during the time you dated them.
Like there's certain restaurants that like if I go to with my friends now, I'm like, ooh, 5 years ago I had a fight over by that bathroom.
I was joking about like, you know how like after breakup the littlest things remind you of them? Like you'll date a swimmer and then you're like, I can't order water. I can't have water at this restaurant. I can't drink water anymore. Sorry. It's like really triggering for me.
Wait, this is so crazy. This actually happened to me like 2 days ago. My apartment, like my apartment's not loud, but I'm used to living on the Upper West Side where I didn't hear anything. Like I didn't even hear a car go by, nothing. My apartment was like soundproof. And in this new apartment, like I have New York City sounds, like normal New York City sounds. But when I sleep, sometimes I need it to be absolutely silent. Like I go through different phases. So I went on Amazon and I bought earplugs. And I used to make fun of Perry so badly for wearing earplugs every night. And I was like, oh my God, this is like so embarrassing. And like, you're so weird. And then I'm like ordering them and I'm just like, wow, I can't. Yeah, I was triggered.
You almost want to text them and be like, I take back all the terrible things I said about you. I get it.
I almost wanted to be like, you were right. I was immature.
I was just living on the Upper West
now.
Side being just stupid little. I dated a saxophone player, so now I can't give blowjobs. Sorry.
That sucks. Sorry, Des.
But it's like really up. Yeah, like certain songs that like you just can never, they'll never be the same to you.
Anything Kygo really f me up.
Oh God, yeah. Why is Kygo low key the most depressing ever? Like I know it's a party song, but all of them just make me want to cry.
So depressing.
There's like a beat in the back that's
like,
like is meaningless. Life is meaningless. Confessions by Usher Part 2. Can't.
No,
Start
can't.
crying. I don't know what. I didn't. Does anyone know the Part 1 of that? Confession?
Every time. No.
But now that we're like in our feels, I think it's a perfect time to get into advice a little bit.
I'd love it.
Going to bed and waking up at a man's house. What are the rules to makeup? How do you navigate makeup when you're sleeping over?
I would say it all depends on how much you like that guy. Because I've woken up before and been like, I'm disgusting. My breath is horrible. My like skin is so dry. My makeup's flaking off, and I haven't cared. And I've rolled over and been like, kiss me, you know? Like I don't care.
Does that mean you really like him?
No. I would say the opposite.
Does that mean you could just be yourself? You're like,
Who wants to be trapped with me all the time. But I have woken up before and like gone to the bathroom and like pretended I'm like peeing and like quickly done cover up.
So this is like the bridesmaid scene with John Hamm in the morning. What is your go-to wake up in the morning, want to look a little refreshed, but like not too try hard in the morning? What do you do?
Just a little cover up under the eyes and a little bit of blush. Like, oh, I just woke up. I'm like a little bit feverish because I was so warm cuddling with you. And this is how I wake up.
And occasionally you wake up with a full face that didn't move because you had a good, like, what's it called? Primer? No, not
Yeah,
primer.
it's all about
setting
the primer
spray.
and setting spray. Yeah.
Yeah, just like get a
Yeah.
better setting spray. You won't have to deal with this.
A little deodorant goes a long way.
True.
Can I tell you something that's so crazy, but I've accumulated it over time?
Yeah.
If I know that I'm spending the night out, my bag has everything you would ever need in it. And I've thought of like business ideas of like, how can I put this into like a package that girls just put in their bags before they go out?
Like when you
need,
know you're have a dick appointment, you have a dick appointment bag.
Yes. Yes, like you have a mini deodorant, a mini mouthwash, chapstick.
Oh my God.
You need a pair of sunglasses for the next morning.
Yeah. You need a pair of underwear.
You need a pair of underwear. I've even gone as far as to like throw a pair of sneakers in my bag before. I've been like, I'm going to wake up and like throw these on.
Wait,
it looks like I'm going out
dick
for the day.
appointment bags and making them like really cute. Someone's going to take that idea.
I even thought of a name of it for a name for it. So if you guys steal it, I'll know. It would say walk of shame, and shame would be crossed out and fame would be written over it. I thought about that a lot before.
Wait, this is amazing. Also makes me wonder, how many dick appointments have you had to prepare for?
Actually, I came up with this idea like 2 ex-boyfriends ago, and I remember telling him about it, and he looked at me and he goes, "You're a whore."
And you go, no, I just want to be prepared at all times for whatever goes down. I also am guilty of using whatever the guy has fully. Like, do you ever go to a guy's place and you realize you've missed like a whole strip of your leg when you're shaving? And you're like, this is bad. This could ruin things. And then the amount of guys' razors I've used for my vagina.
I feel no shame in that. Like, there's no thought in my brain that I'm like, oh, I shouldn't do this. I'm like, phew.
Like, any guy listening, well, first of all, if you're listening, welcome. To everyone has used your razor, put it deep in their labia, and gotten some little pieces they've missed. And that's okay, because
That's okay. I happen to love Old Spice
oh my God,
deodorant. So
Old
thank
Spice,
you.
Oh, it's so hot. I also think there's something fun. Like, I feel confident when I walk around just smelling like a hot man. It's like, who needs a guy to text me right now? I am the hot man.
One time, I think, was it Perry? I can't even remember now. I used to use an ex-boyfriend's deodorant all the time, and he actually, it had to have been
I think it was Perry.
Anyhow.
Yeah.
And he used to be like, I can't smell you because you smell like me. And like, it's just, I don't know. It doesn't make me want to bang you when you smell like a boy.
Well, I do think you shouldn't be afraid of your natural pheromones, because that's animalistic, where people like fall in love with how your natural smells are. But then again, there are certain smells that you want to try to control a little bit.
It's so crazy how that really is so true, because every ex-boyfriend I've ever had, like their sweat smell used to turn me off.
Off?
Yeah, I used to be like, ugh, you're gross. I used to have one boyfriend who literally smelled like paint chips when he would sweat, and I'd have to absolutely get out of there. I was like, why do you always smell like paint?
All my best relationships, like when I played tennis, they would be like, when I got home, if we wanted to have sex, they'd be like, don't shower.
Ew.
I know. Gross.
That's disgusting.
I mean, they weren't going down on me, but they just they said I smelled like sweet.
Oh, I hate like.
But that's because they like me. Like
that.
other people would like report me. Like, I've ruined Uber rides because of my like post tennis smell.
Have you? This is gonna be so gross, Mom. I'm sorry. Have you ever like had with a guy and like, and it's like getting intense. It's getting passionate. It's getting emotional. Mm-hmm. You know, you might like cry during it.
Yeah.
And he sweats and it drips on you.
I'm the sweatiest ever. Yes.
But like it's ever like just hit you. Like I had one ex-boyfriend who was like he really liked me, and so like he would just sweat so bad, and sometimes it would like drip on me, and I'd be like, I can't, like I actually need you to get the off of me.
Wait, so what would you prefer, a guy spit in your mouth or sweat on you?
Oh my god, so different. They're both so different.
Not that different. Not as different as you're trying to make them.
That's so crazy. Spitting in your mouth is a time and place. And that's a decision you're making. Just getting sweat on is like, natural.
Have you ever, like, at the end of a date, realized that the creases in your pants are soaked with sweat just because you have so much body energy and heat radiating from your vagina?
I can confidently say that's never happened to me.
That happens to me on a podcast. Like, I am so sweaty. I remember my first date with Des. It was like July, and you know what? You don't know what the weather's going to be, and it was outdoors. So I wore full jeans and remember thinking, this is the worst idea I've ever had. And my whole back was soaking sweat. And we went to go to a restaurant, and he like put his hand on my back, and I just remember being like, this could end it all right now, this moment, this touch.
I don't sweat that much. No. I don't have as much as you do. Have you ever thought of getting Botox in your underarms?
Yeah. A lot of people have told me. I thought I should do it, like, because in our confessionals, they have to put the AC on really high for me. Like, I'm sweating right now. And
the thing is, though, like, it has to come out somewhere.
Yeah, I just think it's the demons leaving my body.
Yeah, it's like Joe Gorga says, it's the poison leaving you.
I trust whatever Joe Gorga says. Oh my God,
Me too.
I forgot we were in advice. Let's see what's next.
Oh yeah, we always go off on these tangents.
Yeah.
But if we just put out a podcast one time, it was just silent to see how long people listened. We should have done that on like April Fool's.
Be like, okay, we have something really serious to tell you.
And then we're just silent for 40 minutes.
But that's what they do on TikTok. You know how they're like, we have something to say. And you're just like, there's music in the back, and you're just like, okay, I'm ready.
Hit me with it.
And then like 30 seconds later, you're like, oh God, this better be good or I'm going to hate myself. Okay, what are one-liners to pick up guys?
Wow. People ask me this an odd amount of times, and I don't have any. Like, I think people think that I would be better at talking to men than I am.
I would argue that you are very good at eye contact, and you work with your eyes.
Yeah, I am.
Where I work with my mouth.
Yeah.
But also
I feel like you used to have really good one-liners.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of negging, but yeah, first you talk to his ugly friend, or just one that's not your type.
Wait, Hannah, do you remember the time we were at like a bar or something? We were at a table with all the Mets players.
Let's tell this story, because I feel like we've told it on lives before, but yeah, we were at a table with the Mets players, and I was like, Paige.
There was like 4 of them, and they were all very cute.
And I was like, Paige, watch me get you a date right now.
Yeah, Hannah was like, let's go over to them. And I was like, we could never.
Yeah, we're going over to them. And I sacrificed myself.
Yep.
I sacrificed myself. Do you want to tell it?
No, you start it.
Okay, this is what I remember. Actually, we'll throw names in. One of the guys was Noah. And then this whatever other pitcher. And I grew up like a Yankees fan. And you're a Yankees fan too. But we were like, we know enough about sports to kind of mess with them. So we walked over. I think I made a joke about the Yankees, which wasn't great, but definitely got their attention.
You said, you didn't make a joke about the Yankees. You said, you guys play for the Mets? And they said, yeah, we do. And you said, I'm a Yankees fan. And they just stared at us. And I was like, my friend.
You're like, this isn't going well.
So weird.
Yes. What you have to do is say something that like creates a reaction, and then they're going to look at the other friend, and that's where you're like, this is safe space here. Like, we're okay. Stay with me. And I just remember saying like weird, funny, and you kind of being like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for her.
Sorry, she's so awkward.
She's so awkward and weird.
She has a boyfriend anyway.
My friend. I do think like go in, make a scene, leave.
Yeah.
And then there's nothing better than letting your friend bond over what the you just did.
I really feel like there's not going to be like one line or one thing you can say to a guy that he's going to be like, oh, I want to talk to this girl now. Like, I'm a very firm believer of guys are just like such simple creatures. Like, if you walk into a room and they see you and they're interested, like, they're coming up to you. You know, you don't really have to do anything.
No, but I think there's a lot of guys who like you who never have come up to you but see you. So your job
but
is
like,
to
do I want them?
Valid point.
Yeah. Like, do I want someone who's like not going to come up to me? Here's the thing too. I was having this conversation with one of my friends and we were talking about like our guy group of friends and we were just like, look, like we're not marrying any of them, you know? And I was like, here's why I would never marry any of them. Because I've met all of them. Not like that I hate their personality.
Are you talking about your friends?
Yes. I'm like, I've met them and not one of them, like in the initial meeting me, has been like, I could not imagine a day after this that you're not my girlfriend. You know, like when I first meet a guy, if he's not like, you are the most amazing, I don't want you. Like, and also I'm not going to end up falling for you. If I'm not obsessed with you in the beginning, like I'm probably not going to become obsessed with you.
Oh, you're so right. You're preaching so hard. But it reminds me of like when I met Des, like the second we met, he was just all about me. He was all about me to the point that I was like, red flag.
Yeah. I remember.
Like, I don't know.
I remember one time we were laying in bed and you were like, actually, I don't know because like he's so into me. And is this moving too fast? And I remember being like, just like go with it and see what happens. You can always get out of it if you want to get out of it. And you're like, okay. Because now you're engaged.
I was in a relationship before where like the guy in the beginning was very like, I'm so into you. I like want to be with you. I want to go on vacation with you. Like all this stuff. But then it never like came to fruition.
Yeah.
And also like there's difference between a guy in the beginning telling you lines, which is like, if a guy tells you he really likes you first date, like, or if he like starts talking about your future, if a guy is like, oh, I want to do this with you and that with you, no, like run. But Des wasn't doing that stuff. Des was just like, I want to see you again.
Yeah.
But that's a difference between like being sure they want to get in your pants versus being sure that they're into you.
Yeah, and I feel like guys sometimes like I'll start talking to a guy and they'll like compliment me a lot in the beginning and then they'll stop. Like I feel like they think, oh, if I show her too much attention or like affection, she's going to get turned off, which usually I do. But sometimes it'll happen where I'll start to resent them because I'll be like, why do you think I don't need to hear it? You know, like you can, like every time I walk into the room, you should be like, wow, you look so hot. Like I had a boyfriend who I would have to beg to give me a compliment. And then like I realized it was just all out of his own insecurity.
Yeah. A lot of guys think like, well, she knows she's pretty and they're in their own head about like their dad bod, which we think is hot anyway.
Yeah, we've set the bar so low for you.
Okay. If a guy's to you, do you tell him off via text or stop talking to him? Not worth your time.
Not worth your time.
Not worth your time.
Because he's going to screenshot that. You don't know who he's going to send it to. It's going to be taken out of context. I've done it a bunch of times where I've just gone off. And every single time after I press send, I'm like, oh, why did I do that? Yeah. Silence is the best like answer and the best revenge.
You couldn't have said it better. I also think.
Just ask the guy who ghosted me.
I also think that any text paragraph is not worth it. Like, I don't do text fights. If you want to talk something out or like, I'm not, you know, those people who you'll be out with and you're like, what's going on? And they're like, sorry, I'm having a text fight. I'm like, call the person. Like, cause it's like, you clearly just want the drama of like the attention of so people sending paragraphs to each other. Like, stop.
I don't want anyone having receipts of anything.
Yeah. Even if you're not on a Bravo show, you don't want receipts. But
Send
I think
a
like
voice note.
If you really,
I've had voice note fights before.
Ooh, I like that because you're like kind of busy and
yeah.
But also so many fights, they're not listening to you. You're not listening to them. If you really want to make amends, talk on the phone. And if you don't want to talk on the phone with them, then you're done. Ignore that. Silence is louder than anything.
There's so many times where I've had text fights and I'm like, I'm not even reading what you wrote back because I'm just trying to make my point and like let me make sure all my commas are in the right place.
Okay, this is getting a little.
Yes.
Guy is shy going down on me.
What's that mean? Like he doesn't do it?
Yeah, maybe he's like not sure, like he's a little insecure about it.
Break up with him. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. Break up with him. How old is he?
Yeah, if he's a lot of questions.
If he's past the age of 17, absolutely break up with him. He should know what's going on by now. Read a book, watch a documentary. Like, what are you talking about? You're shy. I've had this conversation with one of my girlfriends so many times.
There's so many girls who are like, hey, my boyfriend won't go down on me.
What's in the water? Something's happening specifically in New York City.
I have no idea because DJ Khaled came out and said he doesn't go down on women, and like he almost got canceled because of that.
And rightfully so.
It's so confusing. It's confusing, and I don't know if it's society that like told them a type of thing, but like there's nothing hotter than a guy who's like, you know what turns me on more than anything, going down on you.
I just feel like girls are like so willing, ready, and able, like everything else in our lives, that we're like if we're having sex, I'm gonna put it in my mouth. Like, this is what happens. This is what adults do when they like each other. Why you all of a sudden have some fear of like, I don't like to do that when like we're first hooking up. Like, could you imagine if I said that? Like, oh, I'm just not gonna.
But I do think this. Before you break up with him, definitely let him know. Be like, I love when you go down on me. And if he doesn't take that in any way.
The ratio of like how many times girls go down on guys compared to like guys going down on girls, I think is astronomical. And I was like hooking up with a guy for a while, like a solid couple months.
Long.
Like we were like too long. We were like about to date. A solid too long. And we were like about to date, and he never did it one time. And I like never brought it up. And then one time I brought it up, and he was just like, oh, I didn't know you liked that. And I was like, well, I'm a female. Like, you know, I have all the necessary parts. And he was just like, oh, okay. Like, and I thought like he would course correct. This never course corrected. And I was just like, I mean, I'm not going to bring it up a second time because that's like, I'm not begging you, and this is like embarrassing, and also like you're probably bad at it. Never talk to him again. Gotta go.
And now he's in court.
Yeah. And now he's on crack somewhere.
Oh, this is a weird one, but I feel like you'd be good at it. Okay, how do you go to your first wedding with a boyfriend together?
Okay, this is a lot's riding on this, I think.
Wait, I'm feeling pressure. I'm nervous.
No, yeah, you should be feeling the pressure because I feel like
it's a make or break.
It's make or break, I think. Because weddings are very coupley. No matter like if it's a family wedding, if it's like his friend's wedding, your friend's wedding, like it's a very date situation. So you have to be able to sit at a table of people that you may not even know and have the best time with him. Mm-hmm. So like if you're not laughing through the ceremony, or he's not like squeezing your hand, or like you're not having fun during the reception, it's not going to work. I thrive at weddings. I thrive at weddings alone, but Perry and I used to absolutely crush weddings.
How?
Because we were in our own world. Like we would be like watching the couple, we would like comment on ceremony things, and then we would get absolutely hammered at the reception. There's
two types of weddings. Why did I say it like weddings?
Weddings.
There's two types of weddings. The first one, I agree. If it's like a friend's wedding and you're there, it's all about like you guys having fun on the dance floor. Even if you don't like to dance, making fun of dancing.
You have to.
Talking about the food. Like having like an intimate moment outside where you're just making out, finding another couple that you like really vibe with and having good moments with them.
You have to find
key.
You have to find your couple.
You have to find your couple. Just make eyes in the room and see who else is rolling their eyes and go towards them.
Yeah.
Even if you love that friend so much, there's always gonna be someone that's like, Mark didn't think this was like, this isn't Mark. Mark didn't want this. Or like the grandma, wait, the dress, it's like, she's not the bride. What is she thinking? Yep. However, if this is your boyfriend's family's wedding, I have slightly different advice.
Okay.
My advice is, because you guys are not trying to be like on the dance floor.
No.
This is your time to literally look great, feel yourself, and have so much fun with the other family members. Like if you're off talking to his aunt for 30 minutes, you're doing amazing, sweetie.
Yeah.
Like you want him to
That's
be like,
very
oh, I'm
true.
stressed. I hope she's having fun, and be like, wait, she's hanging out with Aunt, I was gonna say Karen, with Aunt Margaret. And she's having a good time. Then, like, be out there with the uncle, find the cousin, talk to the grandma for as long as possible.
Yeah, grandmas are key. Grandmas are really key.
Because guys are stupid. And when they just see you getting along with their family, next thing they're like, I guess we're married.
Yeah, they're so stupid. I don't think I've ever been to a family wedding with a date. It's probably for the best. Next.
My biggest self-sabotage, how to not take things personally.
Oh, you're asking the wrong people.
that just hit so hard, because that is like my biggest issue is like,
why did she just hurt our feelings on our own podcast?
girl? Yeah, well, I actually think you're way better at it than me. Like, I think people will do something to me and I'm immediately like, so you're cut. You're out of my life. You're like you. Where you, I think, are better at seeing bigger picture. Like, oh, they're having a tough time, or like, that's their own issues.
Yeah. What was the question again? Reread it.
How to not take things personally and then like self-sabotaging. I have the answer that you're supposed to do that I'm not good at.
Well, it depends. Like if it's with a boyfriend, it's very different than like how I would go about things with a friend. If it's with a boyfriend, I chalk everything up to like, you're insecure and you think you're competing with me and you're a loser. Like, get out of my life. Like, I don't have time to deal with it.
So you took it personally.
Yeah, I know.
But
I'm
it
just
is
like
personal.
I'm like, you just have I've had a lot of boyfriends in the past that have like insulted me or like
told you you're not good enough.
Yeah, like you're not good enough. You should change this. You should change that. And like I have obviously gone through the motions of like, maybe he's right, maybe like blah blah blah. And then I get to a point where I'm like, wow, that's all on your own that you don't like about yourself and like whatever. So that I can write right off. When it comes to friends, it's so hard because, yeah, like Hannah, you're very much like, if you do one thing to me, I'll never forget it. And like, you're basically in my eyes. I'm like, people are human. And like, when it comes to girlfriends, unless you have like ripped my heart out, threw it on the street and like ran over it with a bus, I'm probably going to give you a second chance. I'm not going to let you in as much. You're probably not going to know as much about my life.
Yes.
But we're not going to have this like epic fight.
I think you are better at like that mid-level friendship where you're like, you can have fun. Where like me, I'm like, you're either all in and we love each other, or I'm like, I can't do the like pretend that I trust you kind of thing.
I think that's because I went to an all-girls high school.
I know. I feel so behind because I like was just like going to like all these different high schools, like public schools and tennis academies, and I never really got into like game of friendships.
There's levels of friendships. There's level of friendships.
Yeah.
Like I have girlfriends that know every single part of my life. And then I have girlfriends that like we just go out together and like and
when you see them you have fun.
Yeah, like Fridays and Saturdays.
Yeah.
Then I have girlfriends who are like deep friends, but I don't talk to them for like months at a time.
Yes.
So like,
and you see some of them know like you trust more than anything, but you just
like
don't have
I'll
to hit
give them
up.
Cliff Note versions of like what's happening. Like my one friend Katie, she's one of my best friends. She lives in Florida with her boyfriend, and like I will give her an update every so often. Yeah, and she'll just be like, "Wait, what happened to Chad?" I'm like, "I don't even remember Chad, Katie. Like I don't. Look, we've moved on."
But I think the
like,
overarching answer to this question is that you can't control what other people do, and when you get angry at them, it is a self-sabotage, because anger is an emotion that just eats at you and it's personal to you. So if you can find a way to like acknowledge the situation, be aware of it, the anger you have is literally just hurting you and the only thing you can control. So
also like you have to look at certain things where it's like, in the grand scheme of my lifetime, is this gonna matter in 5 years? Probably not.
Yeah.
And that helps me get over things. I'm like, am I gonna, because I always I do this weird thing where like usually I have a boyfriend and I'll think like, oh my God, last year my life at this time was so different. I wonder what it's going to be like next year at this time. So like when you're in like a weird situation with someone, I always think like, okay, this matters today. Next year at this time, am I even going to remember this?
If it's not going to matter in 5 years, don't let it up your next 5 minutes.
Right. Oh my God.
That's a health moment.
I loved that one. That was a good one.
No, but you're so right. It also shows how malleable your brain is and how like you are never stuck. Even if you feel stuck, I'm talking to myself right now. Things will evolve and always change.
The holiday season can be stressful, but not with Nordstrom. They have a gift for everyone on your list, including yourself. Discover the best gifts and party dresses for festivities this holiday season. Get festive fashion advice from Nordstrom experts for free in stores, online, and the Nordstrom app. They have gifts for everyone. Stocking stuffers, gifts under $100, gift cards. Give whoever is on your list the perfect gift. The gift of choice. Gift cards let them explore Nordstrom on their own time. Explore more at Nordstrom in stores or online at Nordstrom.com or download the Nordstrom app. If you're looking for stocking stuffers or the perfect set, then Way has something for everyone during Cyber Week sale. It's their biggest sale of the year, and you'll save 20% off site-wide from November 26th to December 2nd. I have pretty much every Way product there is, and I love all of them. Some of my favorites are their detox shampoo and their leave-in conditioner. I do a lot of things to my hair, so I always have a lot of product, honestly, a lot of damage. So the detox shampoo cleanses product buildup, hard water deposits, dirt, oil, other impurities, and it's safe for all hair types, including color-treated hair. And then their leave-in conditioner really helps hydrate and fight frizz for every hair type. And I definitely love a leave-in conditioner, especially if I'm doing a slick back bun. And if you're buying for someone else, whether your person has fine, medium, or thick hair or multiple hair concerns, Way's got you. There's so many ways to save this holiday. Thanks to the Cyber Week sale at Way from November 26th to December 2nd, go to THEOUAI.com for 20% off site-wide from November 26th to December 2nd. When you enter promo code Giggly, that's THEOUAI.com for 20% off with promo code Giggly. I'm always trying to get healthier, and whether it's your New Year's resolution or randomly during the year, you're like, this is the day I start to get healthier. Why don't you give Symbiotica a try next time? They're the only thing that I can always count on to consistently keep my health in check. They have these easy-to-take liposomal packets that make your supplements easy and quick to take. I genuinely trust Symbiotica with their ingredients, and there's so many supplements that contain harmful additives, but Symbiotica's products are made clean and with intention. They don't contain seed oils or preservatives. My favorite is the magnesium. It helps with focus and sleep regulation. I also obviously love their liposomal vitamin C. I take those all the time, especially when I'm on planes. They're always in my carry-on bag. You guys have to get your hands on these products while their Black Friday sale is happening right now. Head over to Symbiotica.com for 25% off. That's Symbiotica.com for 25% off. And do something for your health today. Listen up, because I have the perfect gift for people when you don't know what to get them. I have gifted Aura frames so many times. I gifted them to Craig's parents last year. It was the perfect gift, and I was literally racking my brain because I just could not come up with any ideas for a good gift. Aura frames are seamless and easy to use. You add photos with an app with unlimited storage. It's so easy for your older relatives and easy to set up for them. You can take your favorite holiday photo that you would share with your loved ones and the story behind it and just upload it to Aura, and then it will always play when their Aura is on. It helps you interact with your family and friends. And if you have any family members that are bad at technology, Aura is the perfect thing for them. And it's so easy to set up. It's so easy to add pictures. And it really is such a fun conversation starter. For a limited time, visit auraframes.com and get $45 off Aura's best-selling Carver matte frames by using promo code Giggly at checkout. That's AURA frames.com. Promo code Giggly. This exclusive Black Friday Cyber Monday deal is the best of the year, so don't miss out. Terms and conditions apply.
25% off fine jewelry. Sounds pretty good, right? Missouri's biggest sale ever is here. From November 25th through December 2nd, get 25% off everything on orders of $150 or more. From bold hoops to minimalist stacks and a few diamonds sprinkled in here and there, Missouri makes handcrafted fine jewelry for every day. Each piece is made with responsibly sourced materials so you can look and feel good about gifting and wearing them. Find something for everyone, especially yourself. Shop your wish list 25% off online at Missouri.com, in-store and in-app.
Oh, and I have one last thing that someone asked. Okay, how can I find a friendship like Hannah and Paige when I have social anxiety as an adult?
Just look in the trash bin.
You answered that a little too fast.
When you have social anxiety,
Well,
I have social anxiety.
I have social anxiety.
So find yourself a friend who also has social anxiety.
No, you nailed it.
Here's the thing.
What I do, you have to be honest about your anxiety. Yeah. What were you gonna say?
I just think that, like, you can't go, like, looking for a friend the same way you can't go, like, looking for a boyfriend. Like, all of my friends that I've, like, accumulated over the years have just, like, randomly popped up in my life.
Yeah.
And I feel the most comfortable with them.
You can
compared
force
to,
any
like-
friendship. You could like you could force any relationship. It's just not going to work in the long run. And I think if you're self-aware enough to know you have social anxiety, go to an event, find someone else who kind of looks similar energy to you, go up to them, plant a seed like, "Oh, I hate this stuff." And if they hate it too, that's called friendship.
Like, all of my girlfriends I've met because we've been somewhere and I've been like, oh, I can't stand her. Like, someone's walked in and I've just, like, been like, oh, God. And they've been like, me too. Or, like, certain things where I'm just like, oh, I hooked up with that guy and, like, now it's so weird he's here. And she's like, me too. You know? Like, you have to find, like, some commonality.
My biggest piece of advice when trying to befriend women is, for me, I feel like sometimes I have like kind of big energy and I want people to feel comfortable around me, to know like I'm stupid. I'm not this like loud, confident person that I'm coming off as. I will just talk about pooping. Like, that literally bonds me with any girl.
Yeah.
I'll go up to them and I'll just be like, oh my God, I just had a nervous poop. Like, I'm stressed out, and they are going to laugh. They're going to feel like you just got vulnerable with them through. And if they respond with like their poop schedule, watch how quickly you are bonded with them.
Watch your life change, okay?
Brene Brown would be like, watch your
life change. And watch your life change. I met a girlfriend one time and we bonded over, she was just telling me about her breakup. And I was just like mad at this like guy that I've never met before. I'm like, if I ever see him in the street, she's like, you don't know what he looks like. I'm like, I'll find him.
But also, don't feel like you have to talk to everyone. Like, look around and try to find the person that you naturally feel a little comfortable around. Like, don't just...
Also, don't stress about it. Like, your people will come into your life. Your people will find you.
Yes. Before we go to front page news, you were telling me about some, like, skincare stuff going on. What's the update?
Okay. This is not paid. This is not an ad. This is just, I like to keep the girls updated on like the new things that I'm doing. So one, I've been trying to drink a lot more water. Like, oh, it's so hard for me, but like I've been trying to drink water, but I got this new like water bottle. So we're hoping that helps. Anyway, I don't know if they're in other places than just New York. I think they're in LA, possibly Chicago, but I've been going to Face Gym. Look, also anything I talk about skincare related, it's expensive. Like, because it's the only thing I really feel like justifying spending money on. So I've been going to Face Gym and I've been trying to go once every other week. And I went 2 weeks in a row. And then like I went out with a bunch of my guy friends this past weekend. And every dinner I walked into, they were like, oh my God, your face looks so good. What's going on? And I'm like,
you're like, am I
stop.
pregnant? I'm glowing.
I'm glowing. I'm like, she's a snatched goddess. And they're like, no, seriously, like your face looks so different. So I've been doing Face Gym, okay? And it basically, they just
So
it's like a workout for your face.
It's a workout for your face. You go in, but it feels like a normal spa. Like you lay down.
No, like there's different stations. Like everyone's next to each other. Basically, you lay down and they just like massage all these things. There's nothing like invasive, so you can like go home, put makeup on,
Does
go
it feel
out.
good or
Yeah,
hurt?
it feels good. And then there's different like add-ons that you can do. Like they have this like electro thing that like whatever. And then I've been doing, I go to a plastic surgeon to do this though. It's like a laser facial that basically helps with like, it like mimics if you were to get a full face of Botox, but like you can move your face.
What's it called?
And Lutronic laser,
Okay.
LUT, whatever. A lot of like med spas have them. And I try and do that like once every 3 months, once every 4 months. I'm actually going next week.
Does it, when you leave, is your face all red? Like
When you
peel?
leave when you leave your face is all red, like you shouldn't put makeup on that night. So I usually get it done at nighttime, go home, moisturize, go to bed, wake up, she's glowing.
Now, ladies, this is important because we are in this like entertainment space, and I feel like so many girls in the entertainment space do not go in depth with like the stuff they're actually doing to their face. I mean, that's like my issue with the J-Lo thing. She's like olive oil. It's like, no, tell me these wild things you're doing for your skin.
Like what are the procedures you're doing?
Yeah.
And I'm so like, look, eventually at some point in my life, I'm going to get Botox. Like I know that I'm going to. Who knows? Maybe I'll throw a filler in there one day. But like right now, I just feel so icky about it. Like I wouldn't feel good about myself if I went and just started injecting my face with things.
It's
So I
probably
try
because
and
you still have a
find-
ton of collagen in your face.
Yeah, so I try and find whatever like alternatives that like just boost whatever you naturally
Yes.
still like whatever you have.
Because there's a thin line between like boosting what you have and then
Yeah.
making yourself look older when you start injecting into your face.
Right, like I want to get rid of fine lines, but I'm not trying to like do half a syringe.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. And the more people that get these fillers, you start just like immediately you'll just see the filler and not the girl. So like there's
Yeah.
tasteful ways of doing it, but I just feel like subtle is king.
I also feel like once you like start going, that's it. You have to keep going. You
Well,
know,
it's-
so I feel like it's like a commitment that I'm
well,
not
definitely
ready for.
lip fillers. Like people don't know the long-term effects of like stretching your lips out.
Thank God we have big lips. Who was I just I was just with someone and they got a lip flip and they were like, but you would have never noticed.
A
and
lip
she
flip?
looked amazing. Yeah.
What's a lip
like
flip?
It's like her top lip was like a little bit thinner than she wanted.
Yeah.
So they put like lip filler just like one place and it makes just like right here like flip up.
Yeah.
But rather than getting like your whole lip injected.
And my thing, like, do it, but like, it stresses me out because it's like, oh, if you're gonna flip a part of your lip, why not change this part of your nose? Why not change your eyelid? And the next thing you know, you're going into your ear, and then next thing you know, you have, yeah. So just be careful.
It's a lot. Just be careful, guys. Just be careful. Okay. Shall we
Oh.
do front page news? What?
I want to do one last thing.
Okay.
I'm trying to find a therapist right now,
Wow.
and it is so hard. Like, first of all,
Like trying
you don't
them
want to
out?
just have like, well, you don't want to just have any therapist. So you're like trying to get recommendations, and then every therapist in New York City right now is booked up.
Because everyone's crazy.
Everyone's losing their mind right now. So like I'll find someone that I finally trust and then they're like, no, we're full. And then when you have these consultations, you basically tell them like your deepest, darkest traumas to be like, can you help with this? Which is so exhausting. It's
Yeah.
like going on dates and having to be like, okay, this is what's me up. And it sucks because you have to like go to that dark place. And I'm like having so much trouble.
You know that Instagram overheard New York?
Yeah, I love it.
I was walking down the street. This is months ago, but I never forgot it. I was walking down the street and I was like listening to this two girls conversation, and the one girl was like, what have you been up to? And the other girl was like, oh, I'm just like auditioning therapists right now, and it's like exhausting. And I was like, that is the most quintessential New York City line, like people auditioning therapists, because it's such a thing. Like I can't vibe with a guy therapist.
Well,
I
what
don't
am I
feel
going to do?
comfortable.
Like complain about my period and him be like, yeah, that must be hard.
Speaking of, I got my period today for the first time since November. And like, so if you see my uterus on the street, like, don't be alarmed because I'm unwell.
Wait, this is great news though, because you were like worried about it.
great-
This means
it's
things are
great
working.
news. Things are working. Things are happening. She's
I'm
an
so proud
adult.
of you. I'm not
Yeah.
preggers yet. This is great.
Amazing.
Oh my god. No, I'm really happy for you.
Thank you.
The therapist, it's hard too, because then if you like try one out for a couple sessions and then decide you don't want to be with them, it's like super personal, where you then have to break up with them. And then also the ranges of money is like either $100
Insane.
a week to like, I've seen up to like 300. So then I need a therapist for dealing with finding a therapist, and then you're like need therapy for like the amount of money you're going in deep to get a therapist. Like, what?
Have
the
you ever
fuck?
had a therapist break up with you?
No, has that happened to you?
No. Oh my god. But one time I had a friend like give me a therapist's number, and I called them and had like one session with them, and she was like, okay, like I just don't think I can be your therapist because I know one of your friends and I'm her therapist, and it's like a conflict of interest. And I wanted to be like, so then why am I here? Like, why didn't you tell me that before I came and told you everything I hate about myself? She's like, I'll give you a recommendation.
So hard too.
Yeah, the first ones I'm like, I don't.
That actually happened to me. I'm like reaching out to therapists, and they're like, oh, this person knows who you are. Oh, this person knows who you are. And they're all saying they can't do it. And then one person randomly went to like middle school with me and said they're too connected. And I'm like, guys, like anybody.
Also, I've had like a therapist before where I've gone in and I've just been like, yeah, like nothing's really wrong. Like, I feel like I'm just like, my life is actually pretty good. Like, there's nothing. And they'll say one thing and I'll be like, okay, so listen. And, like, by then you're just like bawling your eyes out.
Well, it's hard because when things are going well, you're like, okay, do I have to like find an issue that I wouldn't have been worried about?
Yeah. Do you ever find yourself lying to your therapist? That's when it's bad.
No. Have you lied to your therapist?
1,000%.
About what?
Of course. I don't know. And I've been like, why do I do this?
What are you lying about?
I don't know. I've just like lied about things. Where I'm just like, I don't want to get into it.
Oh, yeah. You're like, oh no, like I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I'm like, no, I don't. I
Or
don't
like
even care.
I would never burn his house down.
No. I didn't key his car. It wasn't me. I don't know who did it. I don't have keys. I don't even own keys.
Okay, I have this meme that says therapy went well today until my therapist asked me to stop trying to win at therapy and by being funny and gaining my approval. Like, okay, you didn't have to be so forward about it. That's at I Know Places MP6 who posted that. I remember my first therapy, I was like, wait, I'm so used to like making people like me, so like I can just be like raw and like just sad. And that's okay. But then I'm like, but then is she gonna root for me, or is she gonna be like, ugh, this fat girl?
Like, I want to know, does my therapist like me?
Yeah, like, do you have to get your therapist to like you, or is that a conflict of interest?
I don't know.
Also, then with Summer House, like, do you want them to watch Summer House, or do you want them to not? Like, do you want to just base it on like what you're saying, or if they watch it, are they gonna have the wrong perspective because they aren't getting like the full story?
So my last therapist, who I don't see anymore, she didn't watch it.
Yeah.
And
My last therapist.
I don't know if I liked it or if I didn't.
My last therapist was older, and I was like talking at the media company I was at, and I was like, so and so keeps like tagging me, like, and they're being passive aggressive, and they're like tagging you, and I'm like, oh, like, and it took 20 minutes to explain how Insta stories work, and I'm like, wait, I just dropped $150 to explain how Insta stories work. Maybe you should Venmo me.
Just gave you a life lesson. I don't know. My mom is also still like so old school that like if I'm ever I'm like, oh, I need a therapist. She's like, you need a therapist? You call me. You vent to me. I'll tell you what's wrong with you. I'll tell you right now.
Well, that's the thing. I haven't had a therapist in a while,
Like, oh
and
my God.
and people were like, oh, because you talk to your mom so much. But like, my mom needs therapy from that I put on her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like that with my mom too. I feel like also like Italian old school like families, like
They'll
therapy.
do anything for you, and therapy.
Yeah, but like therapy's not a thing.
No.
Like, unless you really have something wrong with you, I don't think my family's ever been like, you should go to therapy. Like,
when Italians have so much anxiety,
Yeah.
and then they just like drink wine
bottle
and yell
everything
at each
up.
other. Yeah.
And every time I've ever gone to a therapist, it's been on like my own where I'm like, I'm gonna like start talking to a therapist. And my mom's like, okay, do whatever you want, like, you crazy nut.
But then every single person in the city has a therapist. Like my
Every
friend
single person
messaged me the other day and she was like, thank God we all have therapists. And I was like, funny thing,
It's like awkward if you don't. Some of my friends have multiple therapists.
Okay,
and I'm
that
like,
I was thinking about
I'm
that.
like, for what purpose?
Because then you have to repeat stories to all of them because that's exhausting.
No, because like there's some, I don't even know what the difference is. There's some people that can prescribe medicine.
Okay.
And there's some therapists that can't.
Yeah.
I
and
don't
then you
know,
also have to have your
psychologist.
psychic.
You
And then you have
must
to have your energy
medium.
healer.
I actually haven't seen my energy healer in so long. I need to call her.
Why?
I don't know. I just haven't like.
Because you're single now and you're like, oh, my energy's just better.
I should call her and like see what the up with me lately.
Do you recommend energy healers?
Look, I recommend if whether it works or it doesn't work, I am very into the placebo effect. So like if you want to pay some woman $20 or $200 to clean your chakras and it makes you feel better, do it. Does it really work? I don't know. Who knows? But if it makes you feel better, like it's working, why not do it?
I do think there's a thin line between like self-help and then like the self-help industry just like guzzling your cash.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there's a thin line. Like don't go online and buy like a self-help ebook. When I was depressed once, I went on Amazon. I bought like all those books like, girl, let your hair down. Like no judgment.
Yeah.
Don't judge. Like I bought like literally 8 of them. And then I got depression because I spent $250 on Amazon on books that I didn't read.
Yeah. My mom is right though. Like most of the time when I'm having like a really big problem, I will just like call her and like vent to her. And I feel like when I was like all growing up, my mom every Saturday, this is actually really cute. My mom every Saturday would take a bubble bath and I would go into the bathroom and I would sit on the ledge of like where the tub was and like she would be in the bath and I would just lay there and like tell her all of my problems or like talk to her and we would like chat. And then I'd feel so much better after.
Yeah.
Isn't that so cute?
Well, like the mom loves you more than anything and will always be there for you. But then it's also like how much does your mom need to like put on her shoulders when like you're an adult and like you're dealing with like that.
So true.
But I just
So
think
true, 'cause-
therapy is like training and it's like you go to the gym,
Yeah.
you go to Face Gym,
Yeah.
go to
No, it's
Mind
so
Gym.
true.
Yeah.
Because how many times now I find myself now where I'm like, I'm not going to tell my mom that because like she'll just worry about it and I'll like,
Exactly.
and it'll end up figuring itself out and I don't want her to worry about me. Like,
But you also want to tell
my
her
brother
everything.
and my dad, my brother and my dad will put everything on her. They don't give a shit about her. I'm like, who's going to protect this small lady? Only
But my
me.
thing is if I don't tell her something, then if something happens in the future that she needs to notify, then it's like worth up. Then I have to be like,
She's
okay.
like, well, why didn't you tell me that? And we could have like dealt with it then. Like, just tell me these things.
Yeah, like
oh
especially
my
with the
God.
guy, if something happens and she didn't know a couple things leading up, it's very important to the story, and then you have to be like, oh God, I should have told you.
Or sometimes I've told Kim things with guys, and she's like, I don't know if I needed to know that detail. I'm like, you want everything or nothing? Like, I can't do this with you again. Like,
Also, if you are scared to tell your mom about something a guy did to you, that means you need to break up with him.
yeah, like my go-to person to text when I'm at parties and like a guy's like getting on my nerves is my mom. And like literally I feel like she did it this weekend to me. She was like, why don't you snap out of it and move on? He doesn't like you. And I'm like, thank you. I needed that.
No, yeah, you know, it's so easy to get in your own head at parties. Like you start,
Oh my
you pretend you're like
God.
in a movie, like, and you're just like sitting there, and you're like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
like I'm the girl in the music video. And I'm like, why doesn't he notice me?
It's so. Or then you go in the bathroom, you look yourself in the mirror, and you're like, how did we get here?
Yeah.
And then you need your mom to just be like, hey, he sucks. Like, go home and like get 8 hours of sleep.
Yeah. She's like, leave already.
Do you know what's crazy? We've talked 50 minutes.
Oh my God.
Turns out we love therapy.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. Holidays on the house at DraftKings Casino. With the season's offerings, you'll unwrap everything you wished for, from table games and jackpots to a slot at the top of everyone's list. Jingle bells, power reels. DraftKings is offering a warm welcome to new players with $100 instantly in casino credits with just a $10 wager. Plus, everyone can get in on the action with a holiday reward every week. So sign up with code GIGGLY because the holiday cheer is here. Only only on DraftKings Casino. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. 21 plus. Physically present in Connecticut, Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, West Virginia only. Void in Ontario. Eligibility restrictions apply. New customers only. Opt-in required. Casino credits are non-withdrawable and expire in 168 hours. Terms at casino.draftkings.com/promos. You've heard us talk about Roback before, but it's obvious that we love all of their stuff. Their new Clarity half zip hoodie and jogger set is perfect to do everything in: travel, lounge on the couch, run errands. It's an effortlessly versatile matching set that you've all been searching for. This holiday season, you can elevate yours and your loved one's wardrobe with winter essentials from Roback. Their Riviana fleece pullover is the perfect cropped pullover, has kind of a looser fit, but perfect, cozy, and chic. Whether you need gifts this holiday season or you need warm layers for yourself, you can use code GIGGLY for 20% off your first purchase through the end of the week. That's 20% off hoodies, joggers, dresses, and more with code GIGGLY. It's almost that time of year where we're going to start thinking about our New Year's resolutions. And if one of yours is to crack down on your budget, then you need Rocket Money. Rocket Money's customized budgets help you better understand your finances and help you stay on track to meet your goals. They can track how many transactions you make each month, and you'd be shocked to learn that the average U.S. consumer makes about 70 payments per month. There's no way you can keep track of that all yourself. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that empowers you to save more, spend less, and take control of your financial life. With Rocket Money, you can see all of your checking, savings, credit cards, and investments in one convenient place, allowing you to understand your spending trends. And Rocket Money has over 5 million happy members and has saved its users over $1 billion across all of the app's features. Rocket Money will even negotiate lower bills for you, and sometimes by up to 20%. Saving money on a cell phone bill or cable bill and not having to deal with customer service, it's a dream come true. So let Rocket Money help you reach your financial goals faster. Get Rocket Money today at rocketmoney.com/giggly squad. That's rocketmoney.com/giggly squad. rocketmoney.com/giggly squad.
This Black Friday, give yourself the gift you truly deserve: glowing, youthful skin with Medik8. Right now, enjoy 30% off site-wide during our Black Friday sale at Medik8. Medik8 combines cutting-edge science with luxury, using powerful ingredients like liquid peptides to deliver real results. Imagine looking in the mirror just 7 days after starting liquid peptides and seeing smoother, more youthful skin. Friends and family will notice the change, but most importantly, you'll notice. That's the transformative power of Medik8. Every Medik8 product is dermatologist recommended and rigorously tested so you can feel confident choosing what's best for your skin. Don't miss out. This 30% off Black Friday sale is only available online through December 3rd at medik8.us. That's MEDIK and the number 8.us. Shop now before it's gone.
Let's wrap this up with some front page newsy.
It was like a light news day anyway,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
it'll be easy.
Okay.
Here's a crazy thing. Sophia Richie went into a Pilates class in LA and was only in there for like a couple minutes and then left because then Amelia Hamlin walked into the Pilates class. And she didn't want to be in the same Pilates class as her.
Why?
Sophia's ex is Scott Disick, and Amelia Hamlin is currently dating Scott Disick, and they were going to be at the same Pilates class. What an episode of Real Housewives that is.
Wait, I thought you were talking about Nicole Richie for a second. Okay,
No, Sophia.
Richie. Okay, also, what is this Pilates class? Because sounds like it's
Right?
hot.
It's called Forma Pilates.
We love that. There's like drama happening in LA this week. People in
I
LA
feel
are
like
losing
there's
their
a-
mind.
I feel like there's a lot of drama. Here's the question I have for you. Are you more intimidated? Or no, that's not
You
like the
stay.
word.
You
Do you
stay.
want-
You stay in
You
that class.
stay, right? You stay.
You leaving is like dramatic. You're taking the L. I don't know. But also Pilates, it is like you're trying to have your moment of peace. But also, that's also your time to kind of look at her and be like, what's up?
Right,
Like,
because
you don't
I
have to
feel
hate
like
each other.
I've been both. I've been the ex-girlfriend and I've been the new girlfriend. And you have a very, like, if I'm the ex-girlfriend and I see the new girlfriend, I'm like, I already had him. You're lucky for my sloppy seconds. You should send me a thank you note. Like, if I wanted him back, I'd have him. Like, prosper, have fun with him.
Yes, especially if you're the ex, stay there and just be like, good. Like, I mean, if you need any notes or like if you want to get out early, I can tell you like what to navigate. If you want me to tell you exactly how your relationship's gonna go with him, I can tell you.
Or like if you're the new girlfriend, like I have the same attitude. Like, I'm the girlfriend. He didn't want you. You know, like you can play it both ways.
But I also think regardless, it's like, I hope that you guys are happy. Like, it wasn't making me happy anymore. And that's so funny that news broke. Like, people are like, who do you think broke it?
Crazy?
Someone in the class? Or do you think it was someone?
I think someone from the class, because like the article was like, oh, was spotted like leaving moments after she walked in. Unless it was like paparazzi who like saw her walk in, then she left, then Amelia walked in. Did you see that Brandi Glanville is like so pissed that she wasn't asked on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? She also like tweets at like random cast members.
So I don't know, maybe Brandi needs some cash right now. Brandi's like, anyone want to sign a contract?
I think it's crazy.
Wait,
like,
so
publicly asking.
So she's basically like, I was a huge part of last season.
She was basically like, I made their season last year.
I mean, I get it.
And like I get it too. Like, she did come in and like up and like bring their season to like a pivot.
I get it, but I guess there's like, I think there's deeper things of why the relationship between her and Bravo might have, like, is she good with Bravo?
I don't know.
I don't know,
but I don't know if I would like be out there being like, hi, hire me, whatever. Okay. Next, Ellen DeGeneres is getting a lot of backlash. She basically told this story on Jimmy Kimmel that was like a marijuana themed episode on Jimmy Kimmel, and she told this story about how she had drank like these 3 weed drinks, I guess. What are they called? They're called CANN drinks.
Okay.
And they have like CBD in them or like THC or something. She drank 3 of them, and then she took 2 melatonin. And her wife was like on the bathroom floor and like so sick, and she had to drive her to the emergency room to like get her appendix out. And she like told this story on Jimmy Kimmel, and she was like, I shouldn't even be saying this. And people are like, you could have killed someone. Like this is not okay. This is like such privilege.
She randomly had to get her appendix out. It wasn't like because of the CBD.
No. Like, Ellen had taken all like the CBD, drank all the stuff. And then her wife, she had like walked into the bathroom. Her wife was like dying on the floor, and she was like, my stomach is so hurt. Isn't it crazy? We've both gotten our appendix out.
Wild. We really understand this experience. It's the worst. It feels like,
no, it's the absolute worst.
And yours was really bad. Like, you almost died.
Mine burst into a million pieces.
That's like all they say is like, if this bursts, you're done. And you're like, oh, I hope I don't. Can I fart?
Yeah.
Like, what's happening?
Yeah, I felt it when it burst too. It was like a sense of relief. Beep. Like, I was like, oh my God, I'm okay. And then you could like start to go delusional because like poison is basically getting in your body. Anyway, I'm still here, so it's fine.
Basically, if you have pain, like shooting pain, not just like diarrhea pain, go to the hospital.
It's the craziest pain, when you have to get your appendix out.
Why are people upset?
Because they're like, how could you have driven her after you've like drank all these drinks? And she was like, it was basically like I got an adrenaline rush. Like, I was fine. I could drive a car.
Oh, so she's responding to backlash now, being like, I was fine?
No, she hasn't responded to anything, actually.
So Jimmy Kimmel was like, how did you drive?
Yeah. She was like, I had an adrenaline rush.
But they were like, she should have called the police.
Yeah, like she should have called an ambulance. I don't know. Ellen's not having the best year.
People are not happy with Ellen.
People are not happy with her.
And this was a recent interview?
Yeah, it's so crazy because like, I feel like I grew up watching her show, so like things to like come out that she's like not as nice of a person when her like tagline was like, be nice to everyone. Yeah. It's so crazy.
But also like the internet is insane right now, and like,
yeah, the internet's a scary place.
I have empathy for people. What's next?
Snoop Dogg implies that he smoked weed with Obama.
He said he did?
In a new song. Yeah, he like said it in a new song.
We love that.
Still sipping gin and juice while I'm smoking marijuana blue with Obama. Kind of crazy. And honestly, I want them to have a reality show together.
Well, lastly, there's Froyo Gate with Demi Lovato,
Oh, yeah.
which like you were kind of behind on.
Yeah, I'm behind on
She
the Demi
put out a
Lovato
whole
stuff.
a whole IGTV kind of like apology.
I need to watch the documentary. Oh, I watched Seaspiracy. We'll talk. Okay, keep going.
Oh, okay. So, but basically Demi Lovato was really mad at this small business in LA. Like she walked in and she said there's like sugar-free options and she had to leave because she got really triggered by it, like with her eating disorder. But the problem was that she was like tagging this small business. Like there's obviously like she was trying to address diet culture, but this is like she's literally attacking a small business in LA.
And was like, do better.
Yeah.
And it was like sugar-free cookies or something.
And people were
like,
like, people are diabetic and need sugar-free options. But I think she also was emphasizing like using the term like guilt-free, which she posted, which like I totally agree. Like guilt-free needs to be out of like the whole diet. Oh my God, now I'm in New York City. There's like people just playing music outside.
Yeah.
This is amazing. Good energy.
It's crazy, right?
But yeah, I agree that like people should stop using guilt-free because it's like, oh, like, so you're guilty if you have, like, it's not healthy. But it's not this little Froyo's place's fault.
Right, that they have a sugar-free cookie.
I just think Demi is like
that I bet absolutely slaps.
Yeah. So I got Froyo last night because she made me crave it. And it was
You were just
16
thinking
handles.
about it.
Got it on Uber Eats. You know they can deliver Froyo, so that's the moral of the story. Is eat Froyo, but also like
what kind? 16 handles?
Yeah, it was good.
I'm like a pinkberry person sometimes.
Oh, I'm full pinkberry too. The yogurt tartness.
But I always have a Talenti pistachio ice cream pint in my freezer.
Available.
Yeah, available whenever you need it.
Hot take: I like mochi on my Froyo.
Wow, hot take. I absolutely hate mochi. I also
Well,
hate
hot take. What did
matcha.
mochi ever do to you? Oh, hot take.
Just
But you know what? This is also what makes us us. Because if you ate all the mochi, what would we be doing?
what would we do?
I had a full fight with a friend once because she's like, matcha tastes like dirt. And I was like,
hate matcha.
you have to just put a little sugar in it. It's amazing. Matcha bar?
Yeah.
No, wait, not matcha bar. What's up?
Matcha cha-cha.
Yeah, Cha-Cha Matcha.
Matcha.
Oh my God. Okay, so Cha-Cha Matcha is this place that these like two guys, they're like party boys.
It's very trendy and cool.
They're like party. I think their dad like owns some famous restaurants in like Disney or something. And
In Disney?
what's it called? Like the Rock.
Sorry, my dad's like really big in Disney.
Now I need to look it up. Cha-Cha Matcha. Oh my God. When this dropped in Soho, I would go there every day.
People lost their minds.
I love you so matcha. Yeah, and they had basically the guy hard what's the restaurant? Hard Rock? Yeah, Hard Rock Hotels.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hard Rock Cafe. Got
Sorry,
it.
Hard Rock Cafe, whatever. So their dads are in that. Anyway, it's cool, whatever. Cha-Cha Matcha. I guess they're still doing their good for them. With that said, what happened with Seaspiracy?
Hannah,
You can't eat fish.
I've never been so into a documentary. I watched it by myself.
Yeah.
And I like kept looking around to be like,
Is anyone else seeing this?
I got to talk to someone about this. What is going on here? It was the craziest thing ever. Like, basically, the ocean is a swamp and our salmon is white and they dye it pink. Like, I love
how that's what you got from it. Our salmon's white.
I have watched a lot of documentaries
Yeah.
like this before. Like, I've watched like one on like chickens and I've watched one on like eating meat and like the meat industry
And you
the
order
country.
McDonald's after.
Yeah, and I'm just like, cool, but I'm probably gonna keep stuffing my face with the chicken nuggets. Like, I don't care. This is the first time I've watched something where I was so grossed out and so just like, wait, this is crazy, and like don't want fish. Although sometimes during it I did think about sushi, but then I was like, oh, I can't.
Did I have a poke bowl yesterday? Yes. However, no, I do think that the sickest part about the documentary is when he talks to all the places who were like trying to help the oceans and they're not addressing the actual issue, where he's like, what about fishing nets?
Right.
What about commercial fishing? But this is the problem. At the end, they're kind of like, what do you do? And it's like, not eat fish, yes, but like eating fish is not the actual issue. It's the system, and it sucks that we'd have to not eat fish to like fix the system.
It's like the government won't do anything, so the only thing we can do to try and help
Is
is
like ruin
to
the
not
fishing
eat
industry.
fish.
Yeah.
It's just the crazy. But here's the other thing. They were like, okay, the ocean, like, we're gonna die if the ocean turns into a swamp.
Yeah.
And like by like 2042, like it will be done. Like, we'll be done.
Yeah.
But like, if we could change it, that was like the promising part. It was like, but we could actually course correct.
Yes.
this.
Yes. Oh God. So everyone watch Seaspiracy. We got a lot of great comments on dope documentaries.
I love dope documentaries. I'm gonna hit the Demi Lovato one next, and then I might get crazy and go Tina Turner.
Hell yes. Hell yes. We love you guys so much. And oh, that's the police coming for me. I'll talk to you guys later.
Thanks for giggling with us.
Bye.